Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we've got several topics to look at today, and we're going to get right into what was probably the biggest headline today, at least as far as trending on Twitter, and that is this article from Tom Henderson over at InsiderGaming.com. Exclusive PS5 Pro in development, could release late 2024. Now, there's been some speculation over the last few months whether or not there would be a Pro version of the PS5 console coming out. One of the biggest reasons you saw a Pro version of the PS4 was that we had to jump into 4K graphics. And at this point, we really don't have that issue with the PlayStation 5 as far as like needing, 16K, because I think the PS5 can do 8K. Although I guess there's an argument there as to whether or not the game would be running at a decent frame rate. But let's look more at this article. It says, Insider Gaming sources have confirmed that the PS5 Pro is in development and could release with a tentative release date of late 2024. Insider Gaming previously reported that a new PlayStation 5 with a detachable disc drive is scheduled to release later this year. It's understood that this new model will phase out the current PlayStation 5 to cut down on production and shipping costs. In spite of the widespread reports, this is not the PS5 Pro model. And we talked about this perceived slim model of PS5 that doesn't have a disk drive before, and that makes a whole lot of sense to me. You can just buy the base unit, and if you want the disk drive, add on $50 and buy it separately. However, I still have to wonder if there really is going to be a need for a PlayStation 5 Pro by the end of next year. So we're looking at probably about a year and a half from now. Say if it gets released in September, October timeframe. Right now, there's not a whole lot of games that are exclusive to the PlayStation 5 that are not also available on the PlayStation 4. Now, yes, usually the PS5 version has a little better graphics and a lot better frame rate, or you may have the option of switching between a higher frame rate or higher graphics. But supposedly this Pro model is supposed to be focused on improving ray tracing. Now, I know I've played some games that have ray tracing on them, and the performance does seem to lack when that's turned on. So I could see how that could improve the graphical performance. Although I'm sure there'll be some people that will trade in their current PlayStation 5 for this Pro model, but you got to realize the Pro model is probably going to be $100, $150, maybe even $200 more than the list price of the PlayStation 5. Well, we've got some time until the end of 2024, so I guess we'll see whether or not this will come to fruition or if maybe it might get delayed. And there's also been talks about a PlayStation 6 coming sometime around 2028. So I guess a mid-gen refresh could kind of boost some performance if they're going to be looking at maybe 4 years until that PS6 comes out. Next, we have a beloved remake of a game from the 90s getting a release date, at least on PC, and this is from the official Steam site. System Shock drops on May 30th. The PC edition of System Shock, the fully fledged remake of the groundbreaking original from 1994, will be released on the 30th of May this year. Now, there is no date for the console version, and it is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Series X and S. And they do have a demo right now that you can try out, and you can download that via Steam. And I'm sure there's many of you wondering when you'll see a System Shock 3. Well, in case you missed it, here's an article from VGC from August of last year. Speaking to VGC at Gamescom, Night Dive CEO Stephen Kirk claimed that the rights to the third game, which it had originally granted to Otherside, had subsequently been sold on to the Chinese conglomerate. It's now up to Tencent whether a third game gets made, he told VGC. And apparently Otherside had been working on System Shock 3 and then canceled it and I guess sold the rights. So who knows if we'll ever see that coming out. I'm sure a lot of System Shock fans would love to see a third one. but only if it does the series some justice. And next, we have an interesting note here of another agreement that Microsoft has made for streaming games. This again coming from VGC. Microsoft announces a 10-year partnership to bring Xbox games to cloud service Boosteroid. The deal will include Activision games like Call of Duty should its acquisition be completed. Now, I hadn't heard of Boosteroid, but apparently they have over 4 million users globally, and currently it services players in the US, the UK, and other EU countries, but they seem to primarily operate in the EU since their website has their prices in euros, and from what I can tell, they don't operate any servers in the US. So that would mean a higher latency experience if you were to use this from the US. Now, they do say that they have some free games included in their subscription, but it looks like it's mostly a PC as a service. You can link your Steam, Epic, or other account and play the games that you purchased, which makes me wonder why we need this deal in the first place. Looking at their FAQ, it says you cannot buy games from us. We do not sell them. So I don't think Microsoft is going to allow all of their games just to go onto this service for free. And I don't think Boosteroid is big enough to give Microsoft a big wad of cash in order to make it available for free to their users. So maybe they're going to change their business model with this deal and they'll actually be able to sell you the games through their website. So I definitely have a lot of questions about this deal, but most likely this is just another deal done to counter the CMA, which just a month ago said it had provisionally found that Microsoft's Activision deal could reduce competition and result in higher prices, fewer choices, or less innovation for gamers. So this is most likely another one of those deals that they can say to the CMA, look, we've made deals with people to continue to share our games on these different services, and including cloud streaming services. And all these deals that have been made, I have to wonder if there's a clause in any of these that would let Microsoft back out if they don't acquire Activision Blizzard. It'll be interesting to see how all this plays out over the next few months. And finally, we haven't talked about NFTs in a while, so I thought I would just bring the whole mood down. There was the NFT game Symbiogenesis that Square Enix announced late last year, and we have an updated trailer, I guess you would say, for it. The tweet with this says, get a glimpse of the mysterious floating continent and immerse yourself in the world of Symbiogenesis. And then they say they'll have a full website launching on March 17th. Now, according to the information on this trailer, Symbiogenesis is described as a, quote, narrative unlocked NFT entertainment. Boy, doesn't that just get you excited. They go on to say it's a completely new form of NFT-based entertainment where 10,000 collectible artworks meet real game utility. So I'm hearing collectathon. So I'm guessing you can collect these NFTs and then maybe sell or trade them with the 2 other people that are playing this game. So yeah, I'm not sure who this is going to appeal to. Maybe people think they might get rich off of these NFTs in this game. But I kind of feel like the whole hype, at least from end users for NFT, what little bit of hype there might have been has completely gone away. And unfortunately, the planning phases for these type of projects could be 4 or 5 years, so it may take a little while for the industry to catch up before they realize we should just cancel most of these. But that's all I have for today. Was there anything that we covered that caught your attention? And if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't so you can get more of these videos into your feed. I want to thank you for watching and be good.